student loan forgiveness programs do serve an important purpose, but they're not right for everyone. They're more of an exception to the rule than to appeal to the masses. So we're going to go through the two most popular ones, and I'm going to tell you my thoughts and what I've read about them so that you can draw your own judgments. Hi, I'm Jen. I am the creator of Modern Frugality, and me and my husband paid off $78,000 of mostly student loan debt in 2 years, in less than 2 years. And some of that debt was graduate student loans, so it was higher interest. Some was all over the place, 3, 4, 5, whatever. But through a lot of hard work and side hustling and cutting our expenses, we were able to pay it off with really below average incomes for the average American. And we decided early on that the type of student loan forgiveness that we were eligible for really isn't in our best interest financially. Forgiveness is supposed to just be forgiveness without stipulations, right? Like you forgive someone for what they did and then that's it. That's over. If they do something else, you don't have to forgive them for that, but for the thing that they did that you forgive them for, it's supposed to be without consequence or without stipulation. And I feel like student loan forgiveness programs aren't like that at all. So I have a hard time thinking of them as forgiveness because unless you can meet the requirements to a T, you can keep really detailed records and submit updates every year for decades and don't care about your annual salary, at least where it is at the beginning of your career, like the foundation for your annual earnings for the rest of your life. It's really not beneficial for anyone. But there are some instances where you might want to do a loan forgiveness program. So I'm going to go through the two that people know most. There are actually forgiveness programs, a wide variety of them that are state specific, etc. But I'm just going to go through the two main ones and say what I like about them and what I don't. So we'll start with the most popular one, which is Public Service Loan Forgiveness, or PSLF. It is when you work for government or a nonprofit for 10 years and you make 120 qualifying payments, so every month for 10 years, then your loans and the interest on them are forgiven and you don't have to pay taxes on the amount forgiven. Now, you must be employed full-time at one of these qualifying professions. And if you are not employed full-time at one of these, then the payments made during that time do not count. You can break these up. These don't have to be consecutive, 120 consecutive payments. And during 2020, when student loan payments are not necessary, those months actually count towards qualifying payments, even though your payments are paused. So that's really, really great. So you don't miss out on however many months this is going to be. I love PSLF. We were not qualified for PSLF because we didn't work for the government. Neither of us worked for the government, nor did we work for a nonprofit. So we were not eligible. But it's really restrictive. So you have to work in one of these lower paying nonprofit or government jobs in order to get this. And so this program is designed to help the government, not so much you. That's how all these programs are designed. So you have to really be committed to a profession that is low income, like pretty much from start to end, to benefit from this. Otherwise, you're better off working in the private sector and making more money up front and paying these off. And then once you have built up a retirement fund and you're set to go, then transferring to one of these lower paying jobs. Like nobody thinks of that as an option if you're in a profession where you want to be philanthropic, but you have the opportunity to make more money. You can always do that on the back end. But if your dream is to work at nonprofits long term, and you know that you're going to be not making a lot ever in your life, then this is a great program, and it serves a great purpose to get well-qualified people into these much needed positions. But that means most millennials actually won't qualify for it. So we all remember when the first round of people applying for PSLF, 99% of them were denied. And a lot of them were just ones that they didn't qualify. They didn't understand. And student loan servicers make really sure that you don't understand these programs, because sometimes it involves like transferring servicers, so they lose your money. Sometimes it means they get less money because you're going on a program instead of doing forbearance. So like, it is in their best interest for you to pay more interest. So they don't want you to understand these programs. The government doesn't care, but student loan servicers are really not your friend here. But that's the point. Most millennials should not be qualifying for this program. They should be trying to set that foundation for their career and building that up so that you can put more in retirement early on, pay off your debt early on, and you can let time work in your favor. So that is ideally what would happen. But if that's just not an option for you, if you just don't have the ability to make that kind of income, then this is something that can help you fill in the gap. And the thing that makes it most attractive is that the amount that's forgiven is not taxed. So it's 10 years, and which would be the normal time that you would have to pay off a loan anyway. That's kind of the automatic, like what they want you to be on. And then you don't have to pay any tax on the interest or the actual loan that's forgiven. So it really is what it's cracked up to be. But you have to watch your income because you'll be on an income-driven plan. So if your plan has you paying it off before 10 years, you don't benefit from this. So this really is most beneficial for people that are going to be making those lower incomes, 30, 35, 40, and have really high, maybe master's level student loan debt. Next is income-driven repayment. So this is what most people are on, and it's not actually a forgiveness program. IDR is a repayment plan with a forgiveness option, and that's where things go a little bonkers. So the government will look at your family size, your income, everything, and put you on a plan that makes your student loans affordable for you. And you'll have to resubmit your taxes every year to continue to be eligible for the plan. And then after 20 or 25 years, depending on the type of IDR that you're on, because there are 4 types, depending on the type you're on, then you will have the option to have your loans forgiven. So it's not an option, it's just you make so many payments over 20, 25 years and they feel bad for you and they're like, okay, stop. So they just forgive the rest of the amount. So it's not forgiveness. By the IRS, it's categorized as canceled debt. And canceled debt is taxed by the IRS as earned income. So whatever amount is forgiven, you will have to add that on to the gross income you made in the year your debt is canceled, and you will go and it will be taxed at whatever tax bracket you end up in. So say that you are in one tax bracket and you get an amount forgiven that is like $50,000. And so you put that on your taxable income and it bumps you up a tax bracket. So anything in that higher tax bracket is going to be taxed at that rate. But the thing is that you didn't earn that canceled debt. So you're going to owe probably quite a bit of money depending on how much was forgiven. So if you don't pay all of that in a lump sum by tax day of that year, which is April 15th, then you'll have to get on an installment plan, and the IRS charges interest on the installment plan until the debt is paid off. So it is less than, student loan debt. It's less than 1%, but it's still you're going to be paying it back, and you're going to be paying interest on it for as long as you're paying it. And again, this is payments over 20 to 25 years. So I ran a few calculations from when we were paying off debt, and of the 3 scenarios I ran, and this is us making less than the average $75,000, $77,000 per year. Of the 3 scenarios I ran, one of them had me paying it off in 18 years with a crap ton of interest. And then the other 2 said that I wasn't eligible because of my income, because I did play around to see if I made a little more, what would that be? So if you are really low income, then this could benefit you. But you would, again, have to be those low incomes comparable to like nonprofit government work, or just very low income, all around it at minimum wage jobs, which hopefully with a college degree, you are not working those jobs. That's the point of getting a college degree. But if you are employed anywhere near or above the average American salary per household, then you're not going to benefit from it. And you're just going to limit yourself throughout those 20-25 years and harm yourself at the end when you have that big tax debt. So if you qualify for only that, you are far better off just paying it off, like getting rid of it. If you have any other questions about these student loan forgiveness programs, then definitely ask me in the comments. And if I don't know, I will ask one of my student loan expert friends to answer it and get back to you. But these are definitely 2 different programs for 2 different types of people. One, PSLF is an actual forgiveness program, and albeit restrictive, does actually work in people's benefit, specifically people who want to work in lower paying fields, intentionally want to work there. For everyone else, it's IBR or repay or pay. Any of those IDR programs are just not going to be beneficial. It's too much time, and then paying taxes on it is not going to be beneficial for you. You are much better off sacrificing a few years to pay off your student loans and then having the freedom to go forth and spend your money in the way you want to. So if you liked this and you want more help with saving your money and managing it well, then check out these videos and subscribe to the channel, and I will bring more to you every single week.